Okay, I want to talk about right now something that I learned recently from some in-the-field testing. One of the things about Web 3.0 that makes it different than Web 2.0, Web 1.0, this is really critical to get your devices. First of all, it's very critical to think in terms of the overall device over the applications and such. It's very, very critical. Secondly, is to start doing in-the-field testing with a very, very open mind. What I found happened to me is that I was judging devices on the basis of how much like the iPhone they were. So this is the first, this has been my main smartphone for some time, as you all know and love it. And an iPhone 3, one of the premier gadgets ever made by time. Okay, and I've also very much been doing a lot of testing, and I'm very, very keen on this system, the Android. Okay, so this is a Samsung Galaxy Tab. This is probably my favorite device in the world. Android, very much like the iPhone. And one of the things I like about the iPhone is the Android is that it's like the iPhone. Recently, I was given by a partner in my organization who got it from Nokia this phone. This is a Nokia N series phone. Kind of a surreal effect there as I talk, and you can. Yeah, that's an interesting effect. Okay, so this is a Nokia N series phone. Okay, it's an N8. Okay, now when I first got the N8, I have to say I really didn't like the Symbian OS. I had used a Symbian OS system several years ago on smartphones, and I felt really, and I still do, it's not a great OS compared to the Android or the iPhone. I found problems with it. I'm getting to use it more and more, but I think that the apps are inferior. There's far less apps, the app store. So basically, on what we all think we know about phones, smartphones, right? This is inferior because the OS isn't as good, there's not as many apps. Then I went out and I did something that some people might really enjoy doing with this smartphone, taking photographs. All right? Now, I think you probably all know, love this experience. I mean, you'll see a lot of people, if you want to take a horizontal image like this with the iPhone, which is more natural, you've got to hold it's your thumbs and your index fingers, which isn't very stable because you have to get that finger there, and then how long did it take you to learn figure this out? You don't just have a button and then you click on the screen and there you go. That's how you take a picture. So like that effect, you have to have that finger there. It's not a very natural, it's something you've got to learn. Okay, that's all very interesting. I got this Nokia device and I went out to photograph. Oh, how do you photograph on the Nokia N8? You see your object, you go there, you press the image photo button once, bam. Okay, you can give it a nice firm hold. Okay, you press it. All right. It's vastly superior as a camera. And if you're a person who takes a lot of photographs, who only uses social nets to post your photographs, like, say, 90% of the people on the social nets, how in the real day-to-day function is this Apple? I know the Apple is cool and Nokia isn't that cool right now, but for your vast majority of users, particularly users in the developing world, why would you spend the slightly extra money to get this device when you've got something like this? And I started thinking, and I think very important lesson I learned from this is that we have to, as in this new design paradigm of Web 3.0, we have to stop from thinking, oh, the iPhone, the iPhone, the iPhone. We're thinking the iPhone and then judging Android devices by how well they match up to the iPhone or improve on features like the iPhone. I mean, I'm not going to give up my Samsung Galaxy. I mean, I love this device. There's no question. But the thing that the Nokia has taught me, testing it and using it, is that there may be very different ways that different people will want to gather information and make information public on the internet, and that the iPhone may not be an optimized device, and something that at first you're like, oh well, I don't like the Symbian OS. When I'm out there, and I actually do find now that if I have to go out and I know I'm going to take camera photographs, I leave the Mac at home and I take the Symbian Nokia N8. If I know I'm going to be sitting on the bus, or the train, and I want to play video games and stuff, I take the iPhone. Okay? So, the question is, as a social practice, in the long run, do you think people are going to be more interested in phones that fill up the dead time in their lives where they can play video games or something like that? Or will phones that do image capture? I mean, definitely if I knew a new mom has a new baby, has a Facebook and a Twitter page, people following it. She's never used either phone before, and she's going to take a lot of pictures. Frankly, I'd give her the Nokia N8. Why pay the extra money for OS? Now, of course, if Nokia makes an Android phone with the N8, it'd probably be one of the best smartphones built. But they're still using the Symbian OS. But they do also give you a fantastic, easy to use phone that's vastly superior to the phone on the iPhone.